Okay. Looking more closely at it, Androclus saw a great big thorn pressed into the paw, which was the cause of the lion's trouble. Plucking up courage, he seized hold of the thorn and drew it out of the lion's paw. The great beast roared with the pain. When the thorn came out, but soon after found such a relief that he rubbed up against Androclus and showed in every way that he knew that he was truly thankful for being relieved from such a pain. Instead of eating Androclus up, he brought him a young deer that he killed, and Androclus managed to make a meal from it. For some time, the lion continued to bring what he had killed to share with Androclus, who became fond of the huge beast. But their happy association didn't last. Here, his master soon found him and brought him before the authorities, and he was condemned to death because he fled. Now it is to be the custom to throw murderers and other criminals to the lions in a huge circus, so that the public could enjoy the spectacle of combat between them and the wild beast. Androclus was condemned to be thrown to the lions, and on the appointed day he was led forth into the arena and left there alone with only a spear to protect him from the lion. The emperor was in the royal box that day, and they gave the signal for the lion to come out and attack Androclus. But when the great beast came out of its cage, got near Androclus. But what do you think it did? Instead of jumping upon him, it rubbed up against him and stroked him with its paw and made no attempt to do him any harm. It was, of course, the lion which Androclus had met in the forest. The emperor, surprised at the seeing such a strange behavior in so cruel beast, summoned Androclus to him and asked him the reason for it. So Androclus told the emperor all that had happened to him. Okay. Thereupon, so Androclus told the emperor all what happened to him, explained that the lion was showing its gratitude for having been relieved of thorn. Thereupon, the emperor pardoned Androclus and ordered his master set him free, while the lion was taken back into the forest and let loose enjoy freedom once more. Okay, this is our story today. Okay, so again, we will move back to our question. Now think of, keep up your mind, but meanwhile, I'm going to ask you this one. How is he saved by the beast? The question. How is he saved by the beast? How? By helping the beast. By helping the beast. How? He removed the thorn from the beast's front paw. So the lion showed appreciation to him by by not killing him. Instead, brought him his kill and lived together side by side. Because of Androcles removing the thorn. So this is the answer, because I'm going to write it down on my own. Why? Because internet connection is so bad, I have to deal with it differently. Okay, guys. Did you manage to catch what I said?
Yes.
Okay, so now move on to what is fable? Can you tell me again? Because before beginning of starting the lesson.
Yeah.
Okay, it is. What? Guys?
It is a short story. Metaphorical.
It's a metaphorical story.
Okay. Animals, characters are animals, you say?
Yes.
Animals, and shows about human behavior, and it always has a moral. What is moral? Lesson.
Moral.
Moral, which means it has always, every fable has some story, always some lesson behind it to tell us what it is. Okay, so now let's go back to our previous page, which we need to discuss about here. We were here. So what do you think? What do you think would be the best moral to write at the end of the story? What is the morality of that? What is the lesson of the What is the lesson of the story? Okay. Okay. What is it? Can you mention? Let me type it on the whiteboard. You guys can tell me one by one. Okay, so what should I? So what is the moral of the story?
Moral of the story.
So first of all, he helped and then received a help, right? Andrew Coles removed the thorn and then the line showed the appreciation
Yes.
and the brought food. Okay. So what else? And we're talking about here the mean and best, they're coexisting together. They're coexisting together, how they can cooperate or to live in this life together. Okay. What is the moral of the now before we say it, I'm trying to put it down in a detail. He helped the line and then he received the help. And what else? So they lived and cooperated helped each other again. I'll start and lived peacefully towards each other. At the end, what happened?
Both of them got freedom.
They got their freedom. So this freedom was based on what?
Freedom?
They got the freedom based on what? Through what? They got their freedom through what? What do you think? They just got the free, they're supposed to, both of them supposed to be dead. Animal, the lion or the human one of them is supposed to end by death. But instead, both of them are given freedom. Supposingly, they supposed to be dead, but instead they got their freedom. How? How they got the freedom? How?
They got it by helping each other.
Earned it by helping each other. But did they help in front of the front of the people help each other? No. What did they show? What did they show? Generally, it's correct because by helping each other, they earn. But it's not exactly. It's a little bit far. It's misguided us, but live with different ways. So because in front of the audience, they didn't fight. Instead, they were just hugging and stroking and giving each other the greeting and what do you call this action? They earned their freedom because of their close relation, surprisingly. Weren't they? It was quite a surprise, right?
Yes, they were.
The freedom because of their close relation. Surprisingly, why? Because usually a wild beast and not supposed to like
Yes.
other human. So in the case, what is our moral? For example, when you read this now, the story, what kind of lesson do you get? What message do you get? Or what is our message? What is the message of the story? What is the story trying to tell us?
If you helped,
If you help, if
you helped an animal or a
help,
beast, you can mhm,
even a beast, you can have return. What does it mean? You can have a turn. Okay, you can have. If you have even a beast, you can have. You can have back and
if you
return.
help,
Return. So that means like nothing is impossible. And what else? If you have so as the expression what we said, what goes, do you know this one? What goes comes
no,
back. Do you know this phrase?
back.
And also what you plant,
Yes,
plant that you get. For example, what you plant, for example, you put a potato seed, a potato, you plant a potato, you will get potato. If you plant apple, you will get apple. But you plant potato, you cannot get apple, right? So nothing is impossible. If you help even a beast, you can have a return. So it's like nothing is impossible. Generally, overall, what goes comes back, and what you plant, that you get. So do you have any other explanation you want to add? Fatima, Reham, anyone else?
yes,
Okay, would you like to add any other point?
no,
No?
there's no any other
Okay.
point.
Because that was about the relation between the animal and the human, right? So what kind of behavior is does this story represent? Human behavior. What kind of human behavior? Of human behavior does this story represent? Kindness, open heart or mind, and as well as bravery. Brave. Someone is a brave. Kindness, open heart or mind, or brave. What can be? What other
Brave.
human behavior? As the story is about the kindness and open heart and brave and so
Helping.
what do you say?
No, nothing.
Okay. So here, if you do something good, good comes back. If you do good, good comes back. And if you do bad, it's obvious. So this is the end of our story. This is the lesson what we got through this fable. It's about between an animal and beast, and that animal, especially the wild animal-beast relationship, was generally, we will think it's impossible. But if you will be brave enough, if you will be kind enough, if you will be, if you offer your help, that means all the goodness come back. So what goes, come back, or what you plant, that you get. So this story tells us human behavior about like kindness, open heart or mind, or brave as well as brave. Because the man, he did good, so that's why goodness came back to him. So this is the story about, okay? So do you have any other question, Fatima? Do you have
No.
a question? Okay, so what does the story teach you about human behavior? We have answered through this one. And also, do you think, the last question, do you think there is more than one moral to the story? Do you think? Is there any other?
I can't hear you very well.
Do you think there is more than one moral in the story? Do you think?
No.
So the story is like be open, be generous, be understanding, right? Okay. So that's it for today's lesson. Okay, until then, see you. We have another lesson on 5th lesson, I think, right?